Birds are among nature's most skilled navigators. They travel thousands of miles during migration, using a variety of cues to find their way. One of their most important tools is Earth's magnetic field. This invisible force guides them across continents and oceans. It acts like an unseen roadmap, helping them stay on course. But what would happen if that magnetic field suddenly disappeared? Could birds still find their way in space? The idea of birds navigating beyond Earth might seem like science fiction, but it raises serious scientific questions about how animals orient themselves. On Earth, birds rely on a built-in biological compass. Inside their cells, tiny molecules interact with magnetic fields. These molecules, called cryptochromes, allow birds to sense magnetism. Scientists believe this ability is linked to quantum mechanics. When light enters a bird's eye, it triggers reactions in cryptochrome proteins. These reactions change depending on the direction of Earth's magnetic field. This means birds may actually see magnetic fields as patterns of light. It's an extraordinary ability that scientists are still working to fully understand. But what if they were taken into space? Space is a vastly different environment. Earth's magnetic field extends far into space, but it weakens with distance. Beyond a certain point, the field is practically non-existent. Without this crucial guide, would birds become completely disoriented? Some scientists believe birds could adapt using other navigational cues. On Earth, birds also use the sun, stars, and landmarks to navigate. Would these methods still work in space? The sun is a powerful reference point, but space travel complicates things. A spacecraft orbits Earth at incredible speeds, changing the sun's position rapidly. The sun would no longer rise and set in the familiar way birds expect. Stars could be another option. Many birds use constellations to guide their journeys at night. But in space, stars don't appear to move the same way they do on Earth. Would birds still recognize their celestial maps? Could they use distant planets or galaxies as new landmarks? Gravity is another major factor. Birds are designed for flight in Earth's atmosphere, where gravity gives them lift. Their wings push against the air to generate thrust and altitude. But space has no atmosphere. In microgravity, their wings wouldn't function the same way. Would they try to flap and tumble helplessly? Or would they find a way to move, like astronauts pushing off walls? Would their instincts guide them, or would they experience complete disorientation? Scientists have already observed how other animals react in space. In 1973, scientists conducted an experiment on Skylab, America's first space station. They sent pocket-sized spiders into space to see how they would spin webs. At first, the spiders were completely disoriented. Their webs were messy and unorganized. But within a few days, they adapted. They learned how to spin normal, symmetrical webs in microgravity. Would birds show a similar ability to adjust? No experiments have tested bird navigation in space yet. But scientists have studied how pigeons react to magnetic disturbances on Earth. In some cases, disrupting magnetic fields caused pigeons to fly in circles. Would a bird in space simply circle aimlessly, searching for a non-existent field? Or would it start relying on other senses like vision and memory? There's another challenge. Would a bird even survive in space? Oxygen, food, and temperature control would be major concerns. Without gravity, a bird's digestion might not work the same way. Most birds swallow food using gravity to help pull it down their throats. Would they struggle to eat in zero gravity? Drinking water would be difficult since water forms floating spheres in microgravity. Could birds learn to drink from floating droplets like astronauts do? Would their metabolism change in space? On Earth, some migratory birds fly for days without stopping. They burn stored fat to maintain their energy levels. Would microgravity affect how their bodies process energy? Would their muscles weaken, as happens to humans in space? If so, how long would it take before a bird became too weak to fly back on Earth? But what if we solved these problems? Could a bird adapt and learn to navigate using only visual cues? Some researchers suggest that birds could develop a new way to orient themselves. Perhaps they would learn to use the positions of spacecraft or planets. Or maybe they would rely more on sound if sound-based navigation could work in space. If so, this would be one of the most remarkable examples of animal adaptation ever seen. It would prove that navigation is not just instinct, but also problem-solving, and it would raise bigger questions about life beyond Earth. If birds could adapt to space, what about other animals? Could alien creatures on other planets evolve unique ways to navigate? On Earth, some fish use electric fields to detect their surroundings. Some insects, like ants in the desert, count their steps to measure distance. Would alien life forms use a method we haven't even imagined? Understanding how birds navigate in space could have practical applications too. Engineers designing deep space missions could learn from avian navigation strategies. Could spacecraft use bird-like visual mapping instead of relying solely on magnetic fields? Could studying birds help astronauts orient themselves in unfamiliar space environments? These questions remain unanswered, but they highlight how much we still have to learn about space travel and adaptation. Right now, birds are masters of navigation on Earth. They have evolved over millions of years to read our planet's signals. Would they be able to evolve again if placed in a completely different world? If we ever send birds to space, their reactions could provide incredible insights. They might struggle, they might adapt, or they might teach us something entirely unexpected. Space is the ultimate test of survival and innovation, and nature has proven time and again that life finds a way. The only way to know for sure is to try. Could birds navigate in space without Earth's magnetic field? The answer may change how we think about both life on Earth and the possibilities beyond it.